What if the noble smile of a kamikaze pilot wasn't fueled by loyalty, but by a special chemical cocktail? Behind the propaganda of honor lies a much darker story of synthetic courage and a military that viewed its soldiers as disposable batteries. Welcome. By 1945, the Japanese Empire was backed into a corner. Desperate times led to absolute madness. We've all seen the footage of suicide planes, but have you heard of the human minds walking the ocean floor? Or the secret tablets distributed to young men to make them brave enough to die? Today, we're exposing the chilling reality that the history books often gloss over, a tale of state-sponsored madness, forced sacrifice, and the tragic fate of those caught in the crossfire. Let's address the elephant in the cockpit. History portrays kamikaze pilots as martyrs smiling before their final plunge, but records show a different reality. To keep these young boys from flinching, the military relied on Totsugeki-jo, literally assault tablets. These weren't your average energy pills. They were potent performance enhancers designed to erase fear, hunger, and the need for sleep. Soldiers were told these would grant them night vision and unlimited fighting spirit. In reality, they were sent into the sky in a state of intense chemical euphoria, their hearts racing, as they lost their very sense of self-preservation. It wasn't honor that made them crash. It was a systematic manipulation of the human brain. And the aftermath? When the war ended, these energy boosters flooded the streets, causing a massive health crisis that haunted Japan for decades. The government didn't just sacrifice their lives, they sacrificed their sanity. Here's a layer of history that is often suppressed. Not all these pilots were Japanese. Thousands of young men from occupied Korea were forced into this madness. One of the most heartbreaking stories is that of Tak Gyeong-hyeon, a Korean youth forced to fly for an empire that had colonized his home. The night before his final mission, he didn't chant for the emperor. Instead, he visited a local diner and sang Arirang, a song of Korean longing and sorrow. He wept as he sang, knowing he was being used as a disposable weapon for his oppressors. These men weren't volunteers, they were hostages of history. For them, the flight wasn't a choice, it was an ultimatum. If they refused, their families back home faced brutal consequences. They died for a flag that wasn't theirs, while their true stories were erased by the very machine that killed them. If you thought the sky was terrifying, look beneath the surface. Meet the Fukuryu, or the crouching dragons. These were underwater suicide divers stationed to protect the coast from Allied ships. Their equipment? A 15-foot bamboo pole with a contact mine strapped to the end. The plan was literally to walk along the seabed in heavy diving suits and poke the bottom of American ships. It was essentially a human minefield. But the tragedy didn't stop at the mission itself. Their diving gear was so primitive that carbon dioxide would build up inside their helmets. Many divers perished from their own breath before they ever saw an enemy hull. It was the ultimate display of military incompetence, sending men into the dark with faulty gear and a bamboo stick, expecting a miracle. Why does this matter? Because for decades, these tragedies were romanticized as the Yamato spirit. They wanted the world to believe in a beautiful myth of self-sacrifice. But the uncensored letters from these boys tell a story of fear, resentment toward their generals, and a desperate desire to see their mothers one last time. There is no glory in a chemically induced haze or a bamboo pole in the dark. There is only the tragedy of a government that stopped seeing its people as humans. History is rarely as clean as the victors or the losers want us to believe. The story of the Kamikaze and the Fukuryu is a sobering reminder of what happens when human lives become ammunition. What do you think about the use of synthetic spirit in war? Is it ever justifiable, or is it the ultimate betrayal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you want to see more deep dives into the shadows of our global history, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We'll keep digging for the truth, no matter how deep it's buried. See you in the next one.